Hi, and welcome to my channel, Shades of Sage, where I discuss all things motherhood. My name is Hashima, I'm a doula and mama 4, and today I am sharing my 9-month postpartum update. So I know that I asked a question in one of my polls if you would like to see my 9-month update. I did a, I believe, 3-month update and a 6-month update, and a lot of you said yes, so I'm sitting here today to record this video. Y'all almost did not get this video, but for those of you who asked for it, here it is. So I'm going to go over all the things that I covered in my last video or my previous postpartum update video and just share with you what's changed, what stayed the same, and how I'm doing now. 9 months postpartum from my 4th birth. So if you're interested, or if you're one of the people who wanted to see this video, then just keep watching. The first thing we're going to talk about today is pain. So in my last video, I was saying that I'm not on any pain medication. That is still true. I'm not on any medication at all. And I would say for the most part, all of my pain has gone away, but I do still experience quite a bit of lower back pain. I got a massage recently, which was so great for my birthday, and it definitely did help. Like, I felt good the whole rest of the evening and even the next day, but I definitely still do have lingering pain in that area. I know I stated last time that I wanted to get back into doing yoga, which I did do kind of regularly, and then I kind of fell off. But I will say that on the days that I do yoga, or on the weeks that I do yoga, at least like twice a week, I do feel a whole lot better. And I honestly just think it's just I need to stretch my lower back more and, you know, do some complementary stretches for those other muscles. And also, I think a lot of it for me has to do with my core muscles. Like, obviously they're weaker now, and I have had 2 C-sections, and I'm breastfeeding a lot also as well. So I just think all those things together are contributing to my lower back pain. So I definitely do want to get more regular stretching to hopefully help with that. And yeah, so that's just still an ongoing thing. But as far as like pain in my C-section area, no more pain, and no more pelvic pain either, which is really good, because I just watched the video over just to kind of refresh my memory on the things that I said in that video, and I remember mentioning the pelvic pain in that video, and I don't have any pelvic pain now. So that is so exciting, so great. I'm not even really sure when it went away, but I haven't noticed it in a really long time. So I'm able to sleep comfortably in my bed now in any position throughout the night. I don't have to change positions because of my pain down there anymore, and I'm able to just lay in the bed without being in pain in any position. So that is great. So pain wise, I'm doing good. Medication wise, I'm not on any medication. So that is so good for my 9 months postpartum. I mentioned, you know, doing a yoga for my lower back. As far as exercise, I have not gone back to exercising like really intensely yet. I'm still just doing mostly walking for the most part. I have not started like weightlifting or weight training yet either. I probably won't until at least a year postpartum, or maybe even after I'm done breastfeeding. I really don't know. When I think about lifting weights right now, it doesn't seem, I don't know, it just feels like my body wouldn't like it, and they're just sitting there in the corner getting dusty. I haven't used them, I think, since my pregnancy. And I know I do need to build my strength back up, but I just have not really honestly had an interest in weight training. So yeah, so that's how that's going for the most part. When I exercise, it's just walking, and that has been doing well for me. So I'm not trying to put too much stress on my body. I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, when I do incorporate the weight training again, or the weightlifting again, I will let you all know how that's going. But as of right now, I haven't done it. Not any really reason why I haven't done it. I guess not interested right now. But you know, if you've been cleared by your doctor, you know, to resume lifting weights or whatever you were doing before pregnancy, by this point, by 9 months, you should be okay to continue it. But you know, if it doesn't feel right, then don't force the issue. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm just not forcing the issue. So the next thing is breastfeeding, of course. Breastfeeding is still going great. It's going wonderful. I want to say out of all of my kids so far, Asa has not had a nursing strike, and I'm hoping that maybe he won't have any at all. All of my other kids have had a nursing strike at least once by this point. And for my kids, it's usually around like that 6-month mark. So when they're starting to get a little bit more mobile and they're, you know, sitting up on their own and stuff like that, that's usually when they have that. Sometimes he gets distracted, but for the most part, he will still eat, you know, whenever I put him to breast. So that's still going great. Like I mentioned, we did start solids, we did start solids at the 6-month mark, and he really did not take to it well at all. He pretty much threw up every time I tried to offer him. So I kind of like waited, or, you know, like just took it slowly for the next month or so. He's eating a little bit more solids now, and he's not having like that really extreme gag reflex when he eats when he is eating solids, so that's doing so much better. But still, for the most part, his main nutrition is coming from breastfeeding, which is what's recommended for his age. So yeah, that's been going great. You know, when he has a growth spurt, I produce a little bit more. He still is eating every 2 hours, every 2 to 3 hours around the clock. So that's day and night. And you know, it's just one of those things. Every baby is different, especially breastfeeding babies or breastfed babies. In my experience, my babies really don't sleep through the night until after we wean, and that's totally normal and okay too. So yeah, breastfeeding is still going great. I know I forgot to mention in my last video that I did regain my menstrual cycle 5 months postpartum. So this is actually the longest period that I have not had, or the longest time frame that I've not had my menstrual cycle postpartum. So I definitely enjoyed that this time. And even though we're exclusively breastfeeding, I still did, you know, regain it. Some women don't regain their cycle until after they're done breastfeeding, which you lucky ladies out there, that is not me. I usually get mine back 3 months postpartum. So yeah, I just wanted to add that and mention it because I forgot in the last video, and I wanted to mention that when I am on my menstrual cycle, I definitely have like sore nipples during that. So not like painful, but I do notice it, and that's like one of my signs that my cycle is about to come back on. So if you're breastfeeding and you notice that maybe you haven't gotten your cycle back yet postpartum, but you're noticing some nipple soreness, it could be that your cycle is about to start again. So I just wanted to mention it for you other moms out there who are postpartum, to kind of like, that's one of the signs to look for. But for me, the tenderness or the soreness goes away once my cycle is over. So for the most part, like I said, breastfeeding is going great. I still enjoy it. Asa is growing well. And for my other children, well, Saya I breastfed the longest for 16 months. And for my other 2 boys, I stopped breastfeeding at 1. So this time around, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to stop at 1 year old, just because I plan on Asa being my last child, and I'm not quite ready to stop breastfeeding. Like, I feel like in 3 months, it's just too soon. So I don't know. That's kind of up in the air. Now, you know, previously, if you watch this channel or you heard me talk about like losing weight during breastfeeding, I don't typically lose weight during breastfeeding. So far, I've lost maybe 10 pounds, and half of that was the baby. So, you know, I don't really lose weight while breastfeeding, but this time I'm not really that worried about it. Like, it's not really a big concern of mine. I like the way my body looks right now. So I feel like I may go a little bit longer with Asa with the breastfeeding. So if I do go past 1, I'll let you all know how that's going. Like I said, the longest was 16 months. And I don't know, we might go 2 years. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But for right now, I'm not rushing it. We're still both really enjoying it. So another thing I wanted to update you all on is postpartum depression. So I was diagnosed with that this pregnancy, or postpartum after this pregnancy, and postpartum for my second pregnancy. Now, I was prescribed medication, but I just chose not to take it. But if you have postpartum depression and you're taking medication, like, there is no shame in that. Do what you got to do, because postpartum depression can manifest itself in so many different ways, you know, and if mom is not feeling great, then the whole household will reflect that. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I would say for me, I have felt in the last from the 6 months to the 9 month mark, I felt so much better. Like, mentally, emotionally, I felt so much better. And like I said, even though my C-section was unplanned, it still was a really positive birth, and I'm recovering a lot better. So I think that helps with my mood also as well. So I don't really have like those periods of sadness, and I feel like my mood is a little bit more stable now. So I'm so grateful for that. That is definitely an improvement over even how I was feeling just last month. So yeah, so hopefully, you know, we're at the end of the tunnel here. But, you know, postpartum depression can show up to even 2 years postpartum. So just, you know, keep an eye on it. Try to do things that you really enjoy. Try to do things to really focus on your self-care. For me, I just had my birthday, so I went and got a massage. I got a pedicure. I went out to eat at a really nice restaurant. Like, I just did all of these things that normally I don't have the chance to do, or I'm not able to do while I'm taking care of the kids. And it really just helped to boost my mood. So yeah, just make sure you take some time for yourself, especially if you're dealing with postpartum depression, because you don't want it to get too far gone where you're really struggling to cope with everyday life and things like that. But overall, I'm doing so much better, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. So the last thing that I want to mention for this video is my C-section scar. Now, I actually have not looked at it in quite a while, so I don't know what it looks like, but I do know that those 2 stitches that I was talking about last time, they have completely dissolved. So if I run my finger along my scar, I don't feel anything poking out anymore on either side, which is great. So that means that internally and externally, for the most part, all of my stitches have healed and dissolved. So that's really awesome. I know after I made that last video, I saw another YouTuber that I follow, Pregnancy and Postpartum TV. She did a video on C-section scar massage to kind of help with that area, because if you had a C-section before, you know, you can get kind of a bulge, may even get like a keloid in that spot, and just the C-section scar can be raised. And I know I tried it after watching that video and it still hurt. Like I could still feel the stitches along the inside. I did not do it again. I did recently try to do a massage and it didn't hurt at all. So the pain is virtually gone in that section, and I do have sensation back in that section. So if it gets itchy or something like that, I can scratch it and feel myself scratching it now, whereas before I get like random pains or, you know, like itchy or whatever and not feel any relief from scratching or something. So that is all healed up, I would say, for the most part. I am going to try to incorporate those massages in that area. Now mine is not really that raised, so, you know, thank God for that, but I just want to try it to see, you know, if it changes anything. Mine is not, it's also not that long either, because I didn't really have big babies, so it's kind of, I don't know, maybe like this long, maybe a little bit shorter. Yeah, maybe like that long. So I'm gonna do the massages, and maybe for my 1-year update, I will let you all know how that's going. That's something you can do if you're a little self-conscious about your scar, just massaging that area. She explained it as it being, you know, like a trauma point, and massaging it will help to heal it and get rid of like that little hump that's there. So, you know, hopefully it goes well. But like I said, I can do that now because I don't feel any pain when I touch it or, you know, like poke it or anything like that. So I'm going to try to incorporate that into my routine and, you know, just see how that goes. I think that's all for this video. Now that I'm 9 months postpartum, I feel like I'm almost 100% back to normal. I'm not going to say 100% because just with the breastfeeding alone, especially, I'm still not getting like a full night's sleep. And sometimes that can affect, you know, my day the next day. So, and I'm still adjusting to, you know, being a mom of 4 now, which is definitely definitely has been a challenge with the routines and everything like that, just trying to make sure that the baby's taken care of and trying to maintain the routines with the other kids, and, you know, adding in different things and you know, taking out things that don't work for us or whatever. So I'm still adjusting to that. It has not been the easiest, but I feel like I'm doing so much better, at least physically and emotionally. So if you're a postpartum mom out there and maybe you just recently gave birth and you're feeling really overwhelmed, you're feeling really stressed, I hope that this video encourages you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. It does get a little bit easier, you know, as baby is able to do things on their own. Like right now, Asa is in his chair, well, his extra saucer, and he's loving that right now because he's working on his standing. He can sit on his own, you know, he can feed himself certain little foods by himself, you know, loves playing with his siblings. So those kind of things really do help as they get a little bit more independent and you gain a little bit more freedom. But if you're breastfeeding, you're really not free until you are done breastfeeding. At least in my experience, that's how it is for me. So yeah, for those of you who wanted to see this video, here it is. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a great big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Maybe let me know what you would like to see next, or maybe share your postpartum journey if you have recently given birth in the last year or so, or anything memorable that you would like to add or share. Leave that down in the comments down below also as well. Remember to let your story be your power, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.